How might treating everyone equally actually be holding you back as a leader? Let's delve into a story that sheds light on this leadership dilemma.
Meet Mr. Thompson, a teacher who thought he had it all figured out, until one day changed everything. Mr. Thompson prided himself on his unwavering fairness. In his high school classroom, every student was treated exactly the same. No favorites, no exceptions. He never raised his voice, but he never offered a warm smile either. His mantra was simple: I don't bother you, you don't bother me. To Mr. Thompson, this was the epitome of fairness, but to his students, the classroom felt cold and uninspiring. They saw him as a stern, unapproachable figure who cared more about rules than their success. One fateful afternoon, Mr. Thompson was rushing to an important parent-teacher meeting when his car broke down. As he stood by the roadside, feeling frustrated and helpless, a young man pulled over to help. "Mr. Thompson, is that you?" the stranger asked, a hint of recognition in his voice. The teacher squinted, struggling to place the familiar face. "I'm sorry, have we met? It's me, Jake. I was in your class 5 years ago," the young man replied with a gentle smile. "Let's get your car fixed." As Jake worked on the engine, he began to share his story. "You know, Mr. Thompson, I nearly dropped out of school that year. I was struggling with every subject and I felt like no one cared." Mr. Thompson listened, a knot forming in his stomach. "But then," Jake continued, "my English teacher noticed I was having a hard time. She stayed after class, offered extra help, and even called my parents to discuss how to support me. That small act of kindness, it changed everything for me." The words hit Mr. Thompson like a thunderbolt. He had always assumed that by not singling students out, he was being fair. But in that moment, he realized his approach had left students like Jake feeling unseen and unsupported. That night, Mr. Thompson couldn't sleep. He reflected on his years of teaching, wondering how many students he had failed by simply not bothering them. He decided it was time for a change. The next day, Mr. Thompson walked into his classroom with a new perspective. He greeted each student by name, offering a warm smile. During the lesson, he paid close attention to those who seemed to be struggling, offering encouragement and support. As weeks passed, the classroom atmosphere transformed. Students began to participate more, ask questions, and even stay after class for extra help. Mr. Thompson found himself energized by these interactions, rediscovering his passion for teaching. One day, a shy student approached him after class. "Mr. Thompson," she said quietly, "I just wanted to say thank you. I was thinking about dropping out, but you made me feel like I could actually do this." In that moment, Mr. Thompson realized that true fairness wasn't about treating everyone the same. It was about actively seeking ways to support each student's unique needs. By choosing kindness over mere non-interference, he had created a thriving learning environment where every student had the chance to succeed.
Have you ever found yourself in Mr. Thompson's shoes, thinking that not bothering others was enough? How might actively showing kindness change your relationships or environment? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories that could change the way you see the world.